everyone, this is Black Bear Senpai speaking, ready to bring to you another show that I was able to go to this past Friday, and this show was Nurko. Now, I guess he's doing a tour, and of course he had to come into Houston at the 9 p.m. venue, so I already knew that the light show was going to be absolutely fantastic, but the different music that was played that night essentially created the atmosphere. And of course you'll see once I start showing you guys everything that it had to offer, but it was a great time. The crowd was definitely into it. It's probably one of the bigger crowds I've seen maybe in the last month or so. So again, that was pretty exciting itself. I was able to meet a lot of people, and yeah, it was a pretty good feeling to see Nurko and the gang really show out that night. But before I go into it, please like and subscribe. You know, it always helps the channel, makes me able to be able to bring you guys even more different experiences, etc. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
Calling now, I wanna stop before I hate you and myself. I could tell you to leave, but I'm afraid. 'Cause I was a child running for him and bruising both my knees. I would have never grown the same way if you didn't believe me.
So as I came in, I noticed that it was a pretty good amount of people for it to be so early. The show started at 9 p.m. But once everything got going, it definitely showed that it was pretty much going to be almost sold out. Again, there was a lot of people there towards the end. Who started off was Sawzy. Definitely was giving me a whole cool vibe. Was playing like different older music, kinda. Like, I don't know if he did that for a while. I did come in a little bit late, but it was a different type of style. He kind of threw in some old, I want to say some maybe not 1920s, 1940s, something like that, like some like little love tracks. And of course the crowd was into it. It was very soft and somber, but the wubs was still there. So again, it was something different, something I haven't personally heard before. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it seemed like everyone appreciated it. So big shout out to him. He definitely did good for being the opening act for that night.
Calling now, I wanna stop before I hate you and myself. I could tell you to leave, but I'm afraid. 'Cause I was a child running for him and bruising both my knees. I would have never grown the same way if you didn't believe me. I see dark clouds above me, nothing
After that was Ghost Data, and man, his visuals, I would argue, other than say Nurko, was the best of the night. It was so different. It seemed like a war sometimes, just how the lights were flashing around, and again, the music really matched it. He definitely went hard. He went all for it, 110%. It was definitely a fun time. I guess like the more I could say about him is that it was truly ethereal and it was pulse pounding. That's how it sounded to me. And he's the one that kind of opened the gates that was going to be treaded by Nurko and Midnight Kids like right after him. But it was kind of like he started stirring the pot, I guess you could say, that was going to be the energy for the night. So, you know, like you always want that person to kind of do that, but Ghost Data definitely filled that in. And like I said, that's when the lights started going crazy. Like at 9 p.m. for me personally, that's like the main attraction. Like, I don't care who's there. I don't know who to have back behind that booth, but it's always just a fun time. So definitely go just for that, if anything like that. But of course, like I said, these DJs, especially Ghost Data, did very well and encapsulating that. next was Midnight Kids, and what I could say about him was that he was more of a pop feel. He definitely had his own tracks that he was playing. They were singing along. I thought that was pretty cool. But just he definitely made it a whole lot more contemporary. It was almost more of a bubbly atmosphere. Like sometimes he would go hard and make it very ravey. But what I got from him mostly was like I felt like I was listening to the top 100 hits, but remixed essentially. That's how it felt to me. Not knowing his music, kind of just being off to the side, kind of like getting into the songs, into the vibes he was throwing out. But again, it was good vibes. It wasn't a bad thing. And again, by that point, the crowd was so into it that they're singing along, they're dancing now, they're crowding around the stage. It was a very big moment. So yeah, shout out to Midnight Kids. He definitely knows his audience. It definitely felt right that he was from Los Angeles. It was again just kind of had that very laid back feel. But next, it was the main attraction. Nurko took what was done before his set and capitalized, using the energy the crowd was emanating and created a vibe that had to be experienced. The crowd was hanging on to every tune, singing along and dancing through the entire set, and not many shows I've seen where the crowd was totally in for the headliner the way they were for Nurko. Maybe Little Texas. I know, way back when, in fact, at what was Purple Hippo, that was a big one as well, but yeah, Nurko definitely had this group of kids in the palm of his hands. He definitely understood what they wanted, and he not only delivered, but I think exceeded what was expected. And again, I guess I'm not saying much in that because it's my first time seeing Nurko, but between the visuals, the effects, and the music, he was completely in control. And again, that's to me probably the most important part for someone on stage, is to make sure that the crowd goes the way they need them to, and for the crowd to just kind of be enveloped in the moment. Again, as someone who records on the side, I get to see all of that. So yeah, definitely a fun night, definitely a fun moment. Definitely look into Nurko, especially if you look into more ethereal sounds, more spacey, more of a, I almost would say story-wise type of music, something you can definitely hear in a fantasy type setting. It was definitely cool, definitely something to be, again, experienced. But yeah, that was pretty much it from me, guys. This was Blackbird Senpai speaking. Yeah, again, like and subscribe. You guys know the deal. But yeah, peace.